All right, this is Lost Colossus. It's the first expansion for Ghost Archipelago. And it's soft cover, perfect bound, 64 pages. And the story is that there's this Colossus statue that was rumored to be pointing towards the crystal pool. And somehow it broke into several pieces, and you're trying to follow these pieces to hopefully find where this crystal pool is at. And so we'll kind of flip through these pages a little bit, kind of see. It's the usual setup for Osprey. Wonderful, wonderful illustrations and actual photographs of models being used in the game. So we'll take a closer look inside here, and I'll give you my opinion of what I think of this Lost Colossus. All right, here's the table of contents. You're going to have the introduction about what this book is about. The campaign, so you have 10 scenarios you go through. The new crews you can have. More about the Snake Man and some magic. Some treasures and some new bestiary creatures you could add to your game. The introduction is basically, what is this book about? One of the things they do talk about is, in the scenarios, you may need a specific piece of terrain, and what do you do if you don't have that? So that's really all this is about, is what is in this book, and if you come into a problem with like this terrain, what do you do? Chapter 2 is the campaign. If you want to do that, there's 10 scenarios in here. You can just say, let's play the 6th scenario and just play it. But they do suggest starting with scenario 1, then going to 2, then 3, and so forth. Because if you win like scenario 1, you get what's called the advantage. And that means in scenario 2, you get to choose something. It may mean that you get to choose which side you start on, but everybody else has to randomly roll which side they start on. And we'll look at the first scenario in this, kind of give you an idea. The first scenario is called the Plinth, and that's what the statue was standing on before it was broken up into several pieces. And they talk about the setup and how you need this 10 by 10 square by 6 inch high building with one door, and it's randomly determined. I'll zoom in here so you kind of see it. And it's randomly determined where that door goes. And I'll turn the page. And you can decide to go into this because there's some secret writing in there and you can write it down. Or you can just go on top of the building with your leader or second in command, and just you win the game and you gain the advantage. So you kind of can read through what's going on here. And there's going to be some snake men out there trying to stop you. And so you're saying, why would I not just want to win the game? Or why would maybe I want to get script first. Why would I want to do that? So we'll go up here. So it's going through treasure and experience. And so you get 20 points for getting the advantage, but you also get 20 points if you get the text that's inside the building. And they talked again how to do that. And so if you win the game, you get the advantage. And this tells you down here, what happens is you get to choose either let's play scenario 2 or let's play scenario 3. So you may have gotten the script, but somebody else stopped on top of the building and saw where the next piece of the statue was, and so they got the advantage. So that's how the first scenario works, and then it goes into the broken hand scenario. And then what's going to happen there? What does it take to win the game? This scenario. And if you do, what advantage do you have for the next scenario? So that is how this campaign is set up. If I get the right page, in chapter 2. Well, this is chapter 3, these 2 pages. It's just a couple of new crewmen you can hire. One of them is, he just makes your boat go faster. And the other one is really good at climbing. So just some more options for and variety for your crew that you can hire. All right, Chapter 4 goes more into the history and background of the snake men, and it also introduces some magic they could do. Now, this magic is not for the players to be able to use this, specifically for the snake men. So we'll take a look here at some of the magic the snake men can do. And we have like Blood Fury, which gains plus fight, but they have had to have killed a sentient creature before that's able to be cast. They get plus 8 magic shooting, and also they can call in a sea creature, kind of like a kraken or something, to come in and attack things, but it's not under their control. So this chapter is pretty neat about expanding on the snake men, and again, it isn't to allow players to start playing snake men, it's just giving you a little more history into these creatures. All right, Chapter 5 is new treasure, but also some new weapons and armor. So we'll take a look at some of these new treasures. Here's the list right here, and it's about 20 of them, and the price for selling them. And we'll take a look down here at what they do, what a couple of them do. And if you need to look at this long, go ahead and pause the video, but I'm going to move down here. So like this one gives you plus an initiative. This one, if you're using a fling ability, you can fling things a little bit further. And this one, there's plants that can attack you. And sometimes they even shoot like thorns at you. And this makes it where the plants will not attack you unless you attack them. And then if we go back here, we have some weapons and armor. And their selling price. And then some of them have like battering or something like that. And pages, a few pages from here, there's an explanation of what they do. So again, if you need to, just pause the video, kind of get a look at this. And then this is just the first page of special abilities that they can do. So like there's battering. If you're armed with this weapon or shield, who wins a fight may choose to push an opponent back 2 inches instead of 1. The figure may only use 1 battering item at a time. So that's what battering does. And there's several more options, or several more properties that the items can have. All right, Chapter 6 are new creatures you can add to your game. I'm going to bring the chart up here so you kind of can see it there. There's going to be some new animals, plants, demon. There's going to be another dinosaur added, which is basically this one right here, Dragon Bull, which is basically a Triceratops. And it has some more options of snake men besides just what was available. So there's going to be more snake men, a variety of snake men that can be added to the game. So that is what's in the bestiary. All right, so that's Ghost Archipelago, Lost Colossus, the first expansion for Frostgrave Ghost Archipelago. I think this is pretty good. For me, I like running a campaign instead of let's just play a battle here. I mean, once you get into the game, I'd rather play a campaign. So this kind of fits up my alley. Some new creatures, some new magic for those creatures like the snake men. They really go more into, this is like, if you want to learn more about snake men, this is the one to get, not only just for the scenario and continuing the story that's happening here, and some new weapons and armor and there's a ton of properties that can be added to weapons and armor in this game. So overall, I'm pretty happy with this one. Yeah, I can see myself playing through this campaign.